Welcome back to Grammar Grade 9. This is Unit 1, Lesson 8, and today we turn to the adjective. If nouns are the names of the world, adjectives are the words that sharpen those names. They take a broad, blurry noun and bring it into focus. By the end of this lesson, you'll know what an adjective really does, the questions it answers, and a few surprising words that quietly do an adjective's work. Let's begin. Let's start with the core idea. An adjective is a word that modifies a noun or a pronoun. Now, that word modify sounds fancy, but here it really means one thing: to limit. An adjective narrows a noun down. Think about the word shoes. It could be any shoes in the world. But say worn leather shoes, and suddenly you fenced off a much smaller set. The adjectives worn and leather did that work. They limited a broad word into something specific. That's the whole job of an adjective. It takes a wide open noun and closes in on exactly the one you mean. So how do you spot an adjective? Ask whether the word answers one of 4 questions about a noun. First, what kind? A wooden bridge. Wooden tells you what kind of bridge. Second, which one? That bridge. The word that singles out which bridge you mean. Third, how many? 7 bridges. A number telling you the count. And fourth, whose? Her bridge, showing who it belongs to. What kind, which one, how many, whose. If a word answers any of those about a noun, you're almost certainly looking at an adjective. Here's something that surprises a lot of people. The 3 tiniest words in English, a, an, and the, are actually adjectives. We give them a special name, articles, but they modify nouns just like any other adjective. A and an are the indefinite articles. They point to any one of a kind. The is the definite article. It points to one particular one. Listen to the difference. A door could be any door at all, but the door means that specific door we both have in mind. So even these little words are doing an adjective's work. They point at a noun and limit which one you mean. Now, how do you choose between a and an? The rule is about sound, not spelling. We use a before a word that begins with a consonant sound. A table, a house. And here's the catch. A united team also takes a, because united starts with a Y sound, like you. We use an before a word that begins with a vowel sound. An apple, an idea. But an hour and an honest answer take an, even though they start with the letter H, because that H is silent. Your ear hears a vowel. So don't look at the letter. Say the word out loud and trust your ear. The sound decides. Here's another group of words that quietly does an adjective's job. Possessives. Take the possessive pronouns. My, your, his, her, its, our, their. Each of those modifies a noun by telling you whose it is. And possessive nouns work the same way. Marisols, the captains, a name with an apostrophe S. Look at these two. Their garden, the captain's orders. In each case, the possessive is answering that 4th question we met earlier. Whose? Whose garden? Their garden. Whose orders? The captain's orders. Because they modify the noun right after them, they're functioning as adjectives, plain and simple. There's a special kind of adjective worth knowing by name, the proper adjective. It's an adjective formed from a proper noun, the name of a specific person or place. Spain gives us a Spanish painter. Korea gives us a Korean restaurant. Even a person's name can do it. Shakespeare gives us a Shakespearean play. And here's the detail your teachers will look for. Because a proper adjective comes from a proper noun, it always keeps its capital letter. Spanish, Korean, Shakespearean. Every one starts with a capital, no matter where it sits in the sentence. One last thing. Where does an adjective actually live in a sentence? Usually it sits right before the noun it modifies. The calm sea. The adjective calm sitting just ahead of sea. But not always. Sometimes an adjective jumps to the other side of a linking verb, like is, seems, or feels. The sea is calm. Here, calm comes after is, yet it's still describing the sea, the subject of the sentence. When an adjective follows a linking verb and describes the subject like that, it has a special name, a predicate adjective. Same adjective doing the same job, just standing in a different spot. Let's put this to work. In this first set, I'll show you a sentence with one word highlighted, and you tell me what kind of adjective work it's doing. Pause the video and decide for yourself before I reveal each answer. Here's the sentence. We toured a Japanese garden downtown. Look at the word Japanese. It's formed from the proper noun Japan. It modifies the noun garden. And notice it's capitalized right there in the middle of the sentence. That capital is the giveaway. This is a proper adjective. Next, their proposal impressed the whole board. Focus on the word there. It isn't naming a place, and it isn't one of the articles. Instead, it tells you whose proposal. It shows ownership and modifies the noun proposal. A word like my, your, or their doing that job is a possessive pronoun, acting as an adjective. The answer is a possessive pronoun. And the third, please hand me an umbrella. The word we're after is an. It's one of those three tiny words we met, a, an, and the. And it points to any one umbrella, not a specific one. We call that an article. And remember, an article is a small adjective. The answer is an article. In this second set, we'll dig a little deeper. Some questions ask which of the four questions an adjective answers, and one asks about where the adjective is sitting. Same routine. Pause, think, and then check yourself against my answer. First, the old clock chimed 12 times. Look at the adjective old describing the clock. Ask the four questions. It's not telling you which one or how many or whose. It's telling you what kind of clock, an old one. So old answers the question, what kind? Next, 3 lanterns swayed on the porch. The adjective here is 3, sitting in front of lanterns. Is it telling us what kind or which one? No, it's giving us a number, a count of how many lanterns there are. A number used this way is an adjective, and 3 answers the question, how many? And the last one. After the long climb, the hikers were exhausted. Look at the word exhausted. Notice it doesn't sit in front of a noun. It comes after the linking verb were, and it reaches back to describe the subject, the hikers. An adjective in that position, after a linking verb describing the subject, is a predicate adjective. The answer is a predicate adjective. Let's gather up what we learned. An adjective modifies a noun or a pronoun by limiting it, and you can spot one by asking whether it answers what kind, which one, how many, or whose. Some quiet helpers do this job too, the articles a, an, and the, and possessives like my, their, and medisols. While a proper adjective, formed from a proper noun, always holds on to its capital letter. And remember, most adjectives sit just before their noun, but a predicate adjective steps out after a linking verb to describe the subject. Nicely done today. In our next lesson, we'll keep building on the parts of speech. I'll see you there.